Oh, hello there. I'm not gonna talk about wrestling this time. I'm gonna talk about baseball. We got free agency starting up, and this is an article by Anthony Anthony Castrovince of MLB.com, ranking the top 25 free agents 2021 and 2020 2021. So that's with that. His first on the list is JT Realmuto, 30 years old. He'll definitely make more than Yamsi Grandal, of course. He has the offensive numbers, and he's a good defender. He's one of the best catchers, two-way catchers on the market. He's going to command a lot of salary and contract. I don't know what he'll get. Maybe in the not in the high 20s, but somewhere in low 20s, maybe 4 or 5 years. He's a catcher. You don't want to give a long term to a catcher. He might be the best catcher in the free agent market in years. And there's teams that can use him. I know a team like the Mets can use him, but I don't know if they're going to go after him. A team like the Jays can use him, as my team, the Jays, because I'm not sold on Jansen as a starting catcher, and JT Realmuto will help both the young hitters in their lineup, give the catching some in the lineup, give some catching with some offense, and he could definitely help the young pitching with some deep with the Jays, with Nate Pearson and all the other up-and-comer young pitchers that the Jays have. But I don't know the Jays are willing to spend the money on JT Realmuto because they need to spend money on other things. Okay, let's see what else. Trevor Bauer, yeah, he's going to command a lot. Apparently, he wants the most money of any starting free agent pitcher out there. I personally want to give it to him because I'll give him a lot of money, but not the most. He did have a great year, half year, as you can say. 173 ERA. Okay. But I don't know, he talks a lot on Twitter. He likes to talk. He likes to tweet and talk. And we questions about his attitude. There's only a few teams that are willing to spend a lot of money in this free agent market. With the way the revenue is, there's only a few teams that are willing to spend money. Bauer, yeah, number one pitcher on the market. I don't know. I know a team like Toronto could use them, but I don't know if they're willing to spend on them. There's other teams that could use a pitcher. The Rangers, the Angels. Let's see what else. 3, we got George Springer. There's speculation, he's 31 years old. Speculation George Springer is going to leave. Good leadoff hitter. Has a championship ring. Has power. Be an instant plus addition to any team that goes willing to give him whatever contract. He'll command a lot. Be a big loss to the Astros. Let's see what else. TJ LeMahieu had like a 360 average, has pop, 9.22 ops. He could play second base, could play really short. I think he's not leaving the Yankees. The Yankees are going to pay him a lot to stay, and I think he's going to stay in the Yankees. Marcell Ozuna, as long as the DH had a good year, as long as the DH, he can hit for some. I don't expect him to hit a 338 average. Don't expect him to have a 300 average, but he can have probably a high 200s average, like a 272, 60 with pop and RBI. But he's not a good defender. If you're looking for in the outfield, no, just he's a primary DH. And since the NL, it looks like the universe DH is going to happen. Any team will be lucky to have him as DH. Marcus Stroman, he didn't pitch last year because he opted out. He needs a team with a good defense behind him that's doing the ground ball. He's not going to strike anybody out. His attitude is question marks, but he's a solid mid-rotation pitcher. He's not a number 1 or number 2, maybe best at 3 or a 4 on a good team. Marcus Semien, he had a good year last year, not this year. And he was in MVP voting. This year he didn't do so well. He has the potential. He has the power. He can hit. It's just that he has to do it more than 1 year. And so in this half season, he hasn't shown it. He had one good year. And any team that's looking for a shortstop is going to pay for him. Didi Gurias, solid. He doesn't strike out much. Solid defender. He can hit for average, hit for power. He's solid addition to any team that needs a shortstop. Michael Brantley, DH, basically. He can hit for average. He doesn't have much power, but he's a solid hitter and professional. Low strikeout rate. When he's good when he's healthy. Justin Turner, forget about the COVID stuff. Solid third baseman, but he's 35 years old. We all know he's gonna get a short-term contract. We don't know how long he has left in the league. Masahiro Tanaka, a pretty solid pitcher. I don't think he leaves New York, I'll be honest with you, but any team would be lucky to have him in the rotation. James Paxton, injury prone, solid left-handed pitcher when healthy. He's one of those pitchers you gotta be careful when you spend money on, because if he's healthy, he's worth it. If he's not, because of his injury history, no. He does strike you pitchers out. I can see the Jays being interested in him, being that he can help with the rotation if he's healthy, and yeah, he's Canadian too. Okay. Liam Hendricks, what can I say? Solid reliever, one of the best relievers the past few years. He could be a closer, and any team is looking for a closer. Strikeout rate is good. Look at that. 179 ERA, 6% ratio. Yeah. He could be a closer anywhere, and any team is looking for a closer. Jackie Bradley, one of the best defensive outfielders in the league. Team looking for center field. Has some pop, don't expect an average. His career low K22. He's solid defensively. He could provide you a little bit of offense down the order. Any team would have him lucky in the center field. Taijuan Walker, he was good all year round. When healthy, he's not bad. You just gotta make sure he's healthy, because he does have good stuff, and he not a lot of innings, whatever, torque on that arm over his career because of his injury. So he may still have a lot left in his career. He's only 28 years old, and he hasn't pitched a lot, right? So he may still have a lot left in him. So a pitcher can strike you out, get grounders, whatever. He may get a little bigger contract, 1 or 2 year deal with bonuses. He just has to stay healthy. When he's healthy, he's solid. I don't know much about this shortstop, Han-Soo Kim, but he's from the KBO, the Korean League. He seems like he has power, get hit for average, but that's in Korea. He'll be posted this month. Any team would be lucky to try to get him. He'd be posting, right? So bidding on them. Whoever team bids the highest wins them and gets this negotiated contract. So it seems, as I said, he has power, contact, and athleticism. But his age upside is the selling point, because he's only 25. Colton Wong, St. Louis, solid second baseman, get hit for a little bit of average, but he's a solid second baseman. Any team we have him, lucky to have him as a second baseman. Surprised St. Louis would let him go. He's kind of a glue guy they like, and he could get on base at an above average rate here. Charlie Morton, 1 or 2 year deal, solid pitcher. Any team would be lucky to have him in the rotation. He's been good for 4 or 5 years. Ever since he went to Houston, it's like he found something in him. It made him a solid pitcher, a very good pitcher. And he may be looking for a bigger contract than he got in Tampa Bay for 1 or 2 years, because he's 37 years old. So don't expect a 3 or 4 year deal for Charlie Morton. Nelson Cruz, like I say, even at 40 years old, the guy can still hit. He can average and power. I don't know how long he has left, but as long as he can still hit, he can still be in the game, and definitely it's a DH. Most likely for 1 or 2 year deal, worth 20 to 25 million, not a year, but like in that combined, because of his age. And Jonathan Simmons, shortstop. He opted out last week because of COVID, and the Angels were going nowhere, so he decided to opt out. His injuries have rattled him over his career, but one of the best defenders, might be the best defender in the majors. His offense has actually gotten better. He's a solid. He's not anything special on offense, but he won't hurt you in offense. He doesn't strike out, puts ball in play. So if you needed like a hit and run or something like that, he could help you with that. So he's not above average offensively, but he has enough offense. He has enough offense, not where he's not a liability in the lineup. Now Kevin Guzman had a good deal with the Giants. 360 year. This guy could be good when he's on. People projected him to be like a number 1 pitcher, or number 2 pitcher in Baltimore. He never lived up to that. But at best he's a 3 or 4. And he has solid stuff, and he has high velocity and whiff percentage. So I can see him making a 3 or 4 year deal with any team. He's only 30, so he has still a lot of time left. Mike Minor, let's see, 33 years old. Saw a left-handed pitcher, probably best at 3 or 4 in the rotation. His age is 33, so he'll probably get like maybe a 3 or 4 year deal. Now, Jock Peterson, here's the guy. He does strike out a lot, but he had a career high on base percentage. He does have power. He can play good defense. He's a left-handed hitter, so if you're looking for a high strikeout, power hitter, and a good defender, Jock Peterson would be your guy. I mean, like, this is how baseball goes. It's about a strikeout, walk, home run, right? So that's what Jock Peterson basically is. Now, Jake Ruiz, remember he signed that 10-year, $17-18 million qualifying offer. But now this year they qualifying for more, but Minnesota has decided not to offer him now. He didn't have a good year, but he's a high bounce back candidate when healthy. Maybe a 31, maybe a 3 or 4 year deal, maybe a 5. Saw stuff best as a 3 or 4 in rotation. Tommy LaStella, saw a third baseman, he could probably play second and short. He's more like a utility guy, but he'll be a solid position player wherever he goes. And here's some special mentions. Cespedes, he's a free agent. He hasn't played. He's opted out. Yasiel Puig hasn't played. He could probably provide you some offense, but he's a free swinger. Here's some pitchers. Corey Kluber. If any team is willing to take a chance on Corey Kluber, like as a 1 or 2 year deal, but with bonuses and healthy, if he gets back to some form where he was in Cleveland, that's a bonus. John Lester, veteran, he's not a number 1 or number 2 anymore. Maybe the best of 3 now or a 4. Jake Arrieta's not that anymore. Same like John Lester. Hamos is not like that anymore. You got Robbie Ray. If Robbie Ray's stuff is on, he could be a 2 or 3. If he's not, you're gonna hate him. Jose Quintana and Chris Archer. Chris Archer is the most overrated pitcher I've ever seen. Maybe how people thought, Chris Archer's gonna be a lead, but no, he's overrated. Let's see what else. Oh, and I'm gonna show you the voting thing. Okay, so that's about it on the free agent market. It's not a strong free agent market, but there's some good players. There's Trevor Bauer, cream of the top, obviously, among pitchers. Next year's free agent market is expected to be stronger. So be prepared for next year's free agent market. That'll be a much better free agent market. And this free agent market, don't expect signings like to happen in the first couple of weeks or months. Expect it to be played out because there might be a lot of negotiating and trades going on, because some teams might have to cut payroll. And there's some teams that are willing to add payroll, like the Blue Jays, for example. They don't have a lot of, my team, the Blue Jays, I'm using them as an example. They don't have a lot of money committed because it's such a young team. So they have money to spend. So yeah. That's the free agent market. In baseball, it started earlier than usual, but it's unusual times, and I'm excited for my team, the Blue Jays, to see who they're going to spend the money on. So thank you. Like, comment, subscribe down below. Thank you.